Welcome back to SwitchCorner. It's time for our weekly look at 10 deals under $10, or of course your local currency. Now here I break down deals covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australian eShops, and I gotta say it's a very good week as we start to see that first slew of deals that get us through this holiday season. Then I also do have a winner to announce later in the video for the Game & Watch giveaway I launched last week. Now a quick thank you to everyone that did take part though. The support was absolutely incredible. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. So before we get to the games, remember to check out our Discord. The community over there is growing rapidly and we are talking everything from deals to new releases to upcoming titles to simply sharing out our Switch friend codes for some online play. I have linked it down below for you all to check out. So our first game of the week then, this is Blossom Tales. It goes on sale, I've got to say, pretty regularly, but here we have a new all-time low and it's offering 65% off. Blossom Tales, it is a love letter to Zelda and specifically a link to the past. I love the story with this one though. It's two kids listening to their grandfather's tale and you essentially become a part of this story, taking on the role of Lily, a young girl. You've been knighted, but the king of this realm is cursed by his brother, and now you must find the items that will, awaken him. Expect basic puzzles to solve, some decent combat, a whole host of items to collect, and then a solid runtime as you explore these dungeons. You're looking at around the 15-hour mark. It knows it's a clone, but it does it with respect. Its heart's in the right place, and I really just like the overall kind of style of this one and the world in general. It's a very easy place to get lost in as you explore. Dungeon of the Endless now is here with a monster 80% off. First, I gotta say this game incredibly difficult. If that's not your thing, do not come here. For those hardened warriors, shall we say though, it blends together tower defense-like gameplay with roguelike ideas and it creates something that is very unique. The story, a few hundred prisoners, they were being transported to a new location. This prison starship though, it ends up in trouble and before you know it, everyone's escape pod is ejected. You'll crash land through a facility on this unknown planet and now you'll need to choose your team and conquer this facility floor by floor to escape. So think you're going to be battling like a whole lot of monsters and protecting this crystal that powers everything you need. As I said with this one, expect a whole lot of challenge, a whole lot of trial and error. You'll need to find power-ups, you'll need to do some resource management, and then of course you'll need to handle weapon upgrades. Iconoclasts now, and it's rocking 60% off if you like your Metroidvanias. Absolutely worth checking out at this price. Here you'll be playing as Robin, a young mechanic who would be considered a sinner because she works without a license. That is a big deal in the world of Iconoclasts. One thing leads to another though, and you need to now save your loved ones from all the weird happenings and evil in this world. Created by a solo developer over 7 years, the achievement here is real as it released to near critical praise. Great story, solid platforming action, 20 bosses to face, upgradable weapons, and then just general tweaks for Robin, which are basically buffers. They improve her in some sort of way. Then to round it out, you can throw in a solid dose of puzzles as well. In my eyes, this one is a winner and well worth it at this price. Ministry of Broadcast is back with a new all-time low of 60% off, and it was the weirdly eccentric story that absolutely worked for me. It felt like what would happen if David Lynch got his hands on the Running Man script, and that sounds like a dream combination to me. Here's the idea though, there's a wall dividing this country, your family is on the other side of that wall. To get to them, you need to overcome it. How do you do that? By competing on a TV show where literally everything in your way is designed in some way to kill you. Gameplay wise, it's a 2D puzzle platformer, but its story keeps the ideas and gameplay fresh and seriously intriguing at the same time. Kind of reminds me of Another World, both in the way it controls and the stunning pixel work that is on display. Alright, so Smoke and Sacrifice is coming in with a new all-time low, offering 75% off. This is a really unique survival experience that leans heavily into the world of RPGs. What I love about this one, it's the gothic-like visual style, which is all hand-painted. It's all very crisp. It allows for a lot of creativity on the dev's part as you explore this underworld. The story, pretty creepy stuff as well. You're forced to sacrifice your first son to basically appease the gods, but events unfold and you start to question question these demands, and now you set out to uncover the truth behind these like dark expectations of you and your people. Expect here a heavy focus on crafting and combat, all in the hope of survival. Not the hardest game in the genre, but far from the easiest too. It's going to be easy to waste away hours in this world, and a single completion, you're looking at north of 10 hours. So while we do talk survival, something a tiny bit more grounded now, The Flame in the Flood. This one, it's a wilderness survival experience, and like Smoke, it just kind of separates itself from the pack with this incredibly unique visual style. Grab your dog though and set out on either foot or by raft down a procedurally generated river. It has all the usual like survival elements, so think resource gathering, crafting, character management, injuries, that sort of stuff you're gonna have to heal. But this one, it has less emphasis on combat and more on simply kind of keeping out of the way of anything that can kill you, which is nearly everything. This one, it's the complete edition then too, so it's throwing in some gameplay enhancements and also a director's commentary. I can't really tell you what the difference is though. This is the only version of the game I've played myself. 75% off though, a new all-time low, and it's seriously budget for what is a decent chunk of game time. So a couple of LEGO entries now worth taking note of. I'm not going to go into too much detail, we all know these by now, but we have Marvel Superheroes 2. You'll join basically a huge cast of like your favourite Marvel characters and travel through time to defeat Kang the Conqueror. My personal favourite though, it's got to be LEGO Jurassic World. This one, it brings together the first 4 movies and basically lets you work your way through, all of your favourite scenes. They are LEGO though, so do expect here, basic puzzles, platforming, and generally overall it's kind of just one big collector fun. They haven't changed much over the years, but that does not stop them from being fantastic local multiplayer experiences with a whole lot to do if you're going for that 100% completion. Both of these, they're offering 75% off though, and this for both marks all-time new low prices. Okay, so the Game & Watch giveaway, and congrats to Dusk. First name only, I should have really asked for like a handle looking back on this competition. I've dropped you an email though, Dusk, so please do check your email for that so I can get this shipped to you like ASAP before the Christmas craziness begins. I will have another one of these to give away in the next week or so, I'm guessing, so everyone just keep an eye out for that. But if this is not claimed in the next week, I do want to say I will redraw it again, just a heads up in case I don't hear anything back. Alright, with that, let's have a look at some of our final deals. So we see this on sale quite a bit, but I think it's worth a shout out as Gear Club Unlimited. It just reached a new all-time low with 80% off. They worked and patched this one quite a bit since release, and what we get here is one of the earlier races that hit the Switch, and it is absolutely still solid. In fact, it's better than the sequel where they kind of messed things up just a tiny bit. They're patching and working away at that one now too. Not a huge amount to say honestly. You're going to work your way through a career built upon 400 races, and yeah, you could easily sink hours into this one, and you just can't knock this price, so it's getting a shout out today. Nice selection of cars too, and if you do like what you see, there's a fair few DLC car packs to check out if you want to support the dev just a little bit extra and throw some cash their way. Slaying 2 next, and I'm a big fan of this one, but it seems to divide audiences quite a bit. This is a sequel to the Smash It iPhone and Android game, and they bring that same addictive formula and just kind of build it out for this console release. This is a lane-based RPG with roguelite elements. The idea is simple. You're going to traverse a map, you're going to battle monsters, and then you're going to celebrate your victories with items that will of course improve your skill. Extremely challenging at points, but a ton of fun and absolutely addictive. I really like this one personally for those on-the-go moments when I have 15 minutes to spare, like here and there. Not that I haven't also spent a few hours in sittings as well though. With solid visuals and a simple to pick up but hard to master gameplay formula, it just gets a lot right. It's all about managing jumps and attacks with lane-based movements. Our penultimate game of the week then for the King. I like to highlight this one every so often, but this time we are getting a new all-time low price as it's offering 60% off. Do not let the cutesy, colourful, low poly visuals though deceive you. What we have here is a very challenging strategic RPG that's blending together tabletop-like gameplay with roguelike elements. Here though, the King is dead, murdered in fact, and the kingdom has fallen into chaos. You must set out on behalf of the Queen and figure out basically who was behind this before the land just falls into absolute chaos. So think here you're going to get turn-based combat, procedural generation, tons of weapons and loot, and this version then it's bringing together all previously released DLC expansion content. Great game single player, but it's incredible in co-op, which you can play locally or online. I will say with this one, probably check out a full review just to get a real feel for all of the mechanics. That's like a lot deeper than you may expect. Our final game of the week then, this is Scribblenauts Mega Pack. While Scribblenauts Showdown is on sale too for this very same price, in fact, this is the stronger game out of the two. This one is bringing together two classics of the series, that's Scribblenauts Unlimited and Scribblenauts Unmasked. The idea here really is simple in concept. Solve puzzles by using your brain power to think up what you need to solve a situation. So you do this by typing the word out on screen and the item will basically appear in game. Throw in then a sizable adventure in both games and you're getting a lot of gameplay for your cash. The sequel, same idea basically, but it takes place in the DC universe, so you can expect to see some of your favourite superheroes. I love the fact though there is like guest appearances from multiple Nintendo characters. The puzzles, they're great fun, often simple but take a little while to work out, and then the visuals just nice and clean. I'm a big fan of this one though, and I do strongly suggest you check it out. Maybe take a look at the Showdown release if you want more kind of like a mini game vibe. It's still above average I'd say, but it's far from well, it's nowhere near the quality of this one. And that's it, another week down. Again, a shout out to everyone that took part in the Game & Watch giveaway. The response has been absolutely amazing, so thank you all so much. Really do appreciate it. As I said though, do expect to see another like Game & Watch giveaway in this next like week or so as we approach Christmas. With that then, like a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.